Hey, good afternoon. I appreciate you guys coming in. If you don't know who I am Billy Hopkins. I'm an author and I'm also a teacher. I'm an author of the book called Let's Ask Dad. It's just with wisdom and positive encouragement. And then you can check out my bio and you can look over there and there's a link there. I do appreciate you guys as you come in. I appreciate you guys sharing this out and also appreciate you tapping up all the hearts. So anyhow, I just want to talk to you guys today about some growth and some change. Growth and change. All right, so let me get things going here, waiting for some folks to step in here, and let me share this out. I do appreciate you guys sharing this out, most definitely. And let's see here. All right, so yes, there you go, Miss Glenda. Good to see you this afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. Once again, I do appreciate you guys sharing it out, and I do appreciate you guys tapping up the hearts. Brother Keith, blessings to you, brother. Good to see you this afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's Monday. So, you know, look, Monday is just another day, right? All right, so what I want to talk to you guys today is about growth, that it equals change. Growth equals change. And I'm going off of Romans 12:2, and it's be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's what I want to talk about today. And I know that most of you guys would probably agree with me that growing is a good thing. Growing is a good thing, but relatively few people actually dedicate themselves to the process. Now, a lot of people want to grow. They talk about growing, but they don't do anything to you know, go along that process. And here's why. This is what I think. Why? It's because growth requires change, and change is hard. Change is difficult for most people. But the truth is that without change, growth is impossible. You've got to be willing to grow. You got to be willing to change in order to grow. And if you don't change, growth is impossible. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, right? We hear that all the time. So you guys need to know that you know, that's what it is that you have to be willing to have some change in order to make progress, okay? Otherwise, growth is impossible. So here's the thing, that most people fight against the change, especially when it affects them personally. Yes, to maximize growth strategies, yes, must be developed. It's exactly right, Brother Keith. Especially, people fight against change, especially when it affects them personally. As the novelist Leo Tolstoy said, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks about changing themselves. Isn't that interesting? Look, even here on Periscope, Facebook Live, all the people that we watch, entrepreneurs, authors, business people, they talk about changing the world, but oftentimes people aren't even willing to change themselves. But they want to change the world, they just don't want to change themselves. The ironic thing is that change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. Change happens with or without us. We're in the process of this week, we're doing a technology, it's Digital Learning Day. Every change starts with us. Yes. Digital Learning Day is going on this week. I believe it's on Thursday. So here's the deal. So across the country, people are going to be tweeting out about Digital Learning Day, and you know, there's going to be a lot of things. Well, in our school, we're also doing kind of a museum thing, and we're going all the way back to the rotary phone, actually the phone before that, then a rotary phone, and then we're going to have a bag phone, and then we're going to have the, you know, some of the other cell phones, and then eventually have the phones that we have today. And so, yes, babies are great for wanting change. So here's the deal. We're going to show kind of a timeline of how much things have changed. Now, here's the thing. I remember even my father would make comments about, look, I don't need one of those phones. You know, what do I need one of those? I don't need a cell phone. But the thing is, as time has gone, time has rocked on, and it will leave you behind. So just like even today, now my dad is definitely back in. He is definitely into the cell phone because that's his business. He has to be. You want to go back to the rotary phone on my kitchen wall? Yes. How about that? When you only had about 3 feet of cord or less, and then you could go out and buy that 6-foot cord, and then you could stretch that thing out for about 12 feet. Yeah, I remember those days. Walk through the house, I'd trip over the phone because my sisters were on the phone. Yep. Trip over the cord, almost kill myself. Yeah, I remember those days. Definitely remember those days. So, but we're talking about the change. Change will happen. It's inevitable. Everybody has to deal with change in their lives. On the other hand, growth is optional. The change is going to happen, but growth is optional. Change can take place, but then we can choose not to learn from it. We can choose to stay right where we are at. But what we need to do is when change takes place, we need to take the option to grow. We need to take the option to move forward with what it is that we've learned from that lesson. So you can choose to grow or you can choose to fight it. But know this, people that are unwilling to grow will never reach their full potential. People who are unwilling to grow will never reach their full potential. You have to be willing to grow in order to reach your full potential, because as times change, you have to change with the times. Look, it's one of those things. It's happening. I'm sitting there today thinking about in one of the classrooms while I'm standing there and I'm watching that we've got some drones in the school that we're flying some drones. We've got some drones that we could run the hall that has video recording on it. And look, it's just things that we're using in our school just for teaching lessons, some opportunities and stuff like that. But here's the thing is that the technology is there. Technology is farther along than what most of us are even grabbing hold of. Even with the drones, people are flying drones, taking some amazing pictures, but then people are using drones for very, very bad reasons, and doing, bad things and kind of spying on some folks. But at the same time, even our police forces and stuff are using drones in order to get information they would otherwise not be able to. Yes, you could have definitely used some drones. Look, we were talking about how we could use the drones in the school. Times are changing, business is changing. Yes, you're exactly right. We were talking about how we could use the drones in the school, how we could do it to help monitor, like even our bus lot, that we could fly a drone and we could probably cover, eyes being on our bus lot much better, just simply because we would have eyes that could see those people going around the backside of the buses trying to get all kissy face and stuff. All right, yeah, it's middle school, high school kids. Yeah, so they have a tendency to want to get a little kissy face. All right, so, all right, moving on. Making the change from being an occasional learner to someone dedicated to personal growth is tough. Look, sometimes we want to make a change just enough so that we can occasionally learn and we can, make a little bit of movement in our life. But trying to become a daily learner, a dedicated learner in life is often tough, because it takes commitment and it takes being willing to humble yourself sometimes, and then also it takes just the willingness to be able to stop and gather that information and say, how can I use this to become better myself? So it goes against the grain for a lot of people. Most people don't live that way. Most people don't live in the idea that they want to continually grow. Most people get to a certain point and they're satisfied. And they're satisfied right where they're at. And growing and pushing yourself to step out and push yourself outside of your comfort zone isn't always an easy thing to do. So, but here's what I noticed, and we're about to be coming up on the graduation season again, and this is what I've noticed for a lot of people. When people that graduate and they get their degrees and they get their diplomas, they celebrate. And they're glad that they're being honored, and they're glad that their hard work is paid off, and they get those diplomas and they get those degrees, and then they say to themselves, whew, thank goodness that's over. I'm done with studying. They're wore out. I have friends of mine who's worked on their doctorate, and after they've gotten their doctorate degree, it's like, whew, man, I'm wore out, I'm tired, I'm done. And a lot of them say this, they say, man, if I could just have those last 3 or 4 years back, because it's a hard process. But this is what we have to do. We have to be pushing forward, because that kind of thinking doesn't take you any higher than average. It takes you no higher than average. I have a sign in my classroom that says, if you're satisfied with going halfway to the top, just know that you're only average because you're only halfway from the bottom. So you need to know that we can't settle on being average. Look, we weren't called to be average people. We were called to be above average. We were called to change the world. So if that's the case, we need to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to make a difference in this world. So here's the question for you today, for you to go and just challenge yourself with, but I'm going to throw it out there for you. Are you resisting growth in your own life? I'm not talking about change. I'm asking, are you resisting growth? growth in your own life. And the second question would be, how can you dedicate yourself to it? If you want to grow, you've got to be able to dedicate yourself to it. You have to be dedicated, because it's not going to be easy. Growth is not easy. Growth is often painful. So if that's the case, you need to make sure that you're going to dedicate yourself to it, and don't get frustrated by the little things, by the little roadblocks along the way. Stay dedicated to it and know that you can be successful and you can be a person who grows because you're a daily learner. Are you resisting growth in your own life? Yes, that's it. That's the question. And then the other question is, how can you dedicate yourself to it? Dedicating yourself to become a person who wants to grow. Change is going to happen. Change is inevitable. It's going to take place. We have to decide if we're going to grow along with it, or if we're just going to plan on just staying right where we're at and just staying average. Yes, thank you very much for putting that up there. And look, Eternal Student 777, you need to crack that egg. Get a picture on there so we can look at your pretty face. All right. I appreciate you typing that in there. I do appreciate you coming in. I appreciate it being shared out. I appreciate all the hearts. Guys, I hope you've had a great Monday. We've got a great week ahead. I know that you guys, look, we can't wish our lives away. We can't wish for Friday already. Let's live it one day at a time. Yeah, okay, Periscope newbie. Yeah, crack that egg, put a picture in there. That way we can see you. And then also, and I think, hold on. Did you tell me, I don't think you ever told me your name. So anyhow. Yeah, you need to get your name so that way I can recognize you. So anyhow, guys, I do appreciate you coming. Every one of you guys, I appreciate you coming. I do appreciate you sharing out. Once again, I'm Billy Hobson, the author of the book, Let's Ask Dad, Wit, Wisdom, Positive Encouragement. You can find the link over in the bio. I appreciate you sharing it out. I appreciate all the other stuff. Grace, okay, I need to write that down, Grace. All right, now I gotta find a pen. All right, where's my pen? Okay, I don't have a pen. Ramondo! Good to see you. What are you doing sliding in here at the last minute? All right. Okay, I have a pen. Grace, Eternal Student, is Grace. What's going on, Ramondo? Good to see you, man. Eternal Grace. I got it. I'm going to try to remember that. All right, once again, guys, I do appreciate it. I know you're late. You're going to have to watch a replay. Talked about growth equals change, and we went from Romans 12 to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We've got to decide that we want to grow, because change is going to happen regardless. We have to decide whether we're going to grow from that change or not. All right, I got to get on the road. Time to get home. Blessings to you guys. I will see you back here tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. Super appreciate what you shared today. Very insightful. Thank you very much, Grace. I do appreciate you coming in. I appreciate all the hearts, all the beautiful purple hearts that you gave me. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Everybody else, good to see you. Pieces to you, and the deuces, and peace and joy and all that other stuff. And I hope you guys have a blessed evening. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.